Picture this, you pull up to your secluded cabin after a long day, only to find a bleach blonde busybody planted on your porch like she owns the deed, smirking as she slaps you with a trespassing notice on your own damn property. That's how my nightmare kicked off with Vanessa Hargrove, the self-crowned HOA enforcer who thought her laminated rulebook gave her godlike powers over every blade of grass in Pine Ridge Estates, until her empire of petty tyranny crumbled in the most deliciously humiliating way. I'd inherited the cabin from my grandpa, a sturdy log haven tucked into the hills of rural Oregon, far enough from the cookie-cutter suburbs to breathe easy but close enough for the HOA vultures to circle. Pine Ridge was one of those planned communities where every mailbox had to match and God forbid your grass hit 3 inches. Me? I'd been off the grid mostly, paying taxes quietly, minding my own. But whispers had started trickling in, neighbors muttering about fines for unapproved bird feeders or paint shades that clashed with the community aesthetic. I ignored it, figuring it didn't touch my slice of freedom. Big mistake. One crisp autumn afternoon, I'm hauling groceries from my truck when I spot her, Vanessa. Mid-50s. Pearls choking her neck. Clipboard clutched like a shield. She's pacing my porch, snapping photos with her phone like a paparazzo at a scandal. "Excuse me, sir," she calls out in that saccharine tone that screams passive-aggressive hell. "This structure is in violation of HOA covenants. You'll need to vacate immediately." I freeze, bags dangling. "Vacate? Lady. This is my home. Who the hell are you?" She straightens, lips curling into a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. "Vanessa Hargrove, president of Pine Ridge HOA. And according to our updated maps, this lot falls under our jurisdiction. You're not registered, which makes you a squatter." "Squatter?" I nearly dropped the milk. "I've got the deed from '95. This land's never been part of any HOA. You must have the wrong address." She waves her hand dismissively. "Oh, honey. Deeds are so last century. Our board voted on expansion last spring, for the greater good. Of course. Community harmony and all that." I set the bags down, trying not to laugh. Harmony? By kicking people off their own land? Sounds more like a land grab. Her eyes narrow. "It's about standards, sir. We can't have rogue cabins dragging down property values. I'll give you 48 hours to comply. Or fines start at $500 a day." She staples a pink notice to my door and struts off, heels clicking like tiny judgments. I stood there, steam building. But I didn't explode. Not yet. I'd learned from years of dealing with bureaucrats, rage blind. Patience sharpens the blade. Inside, I dug out my folder, deeds, surveys, tax stubs. Everything airtight. But the rumors hit next. By evening, my phone buzzed with texts from old neighbors. "Heard you're squatting up there. Andy. HOA's onto you." Vanessa had fired up the community Facebook group, posting a blurred pic of my cabin with a caption, "Concerned about unauthorized dwellings eroding our safe haven? Report violations anonymously." Likes poured in from her cronies. Emojis of thumbs up and prayer hands. I scrolled, jaw clenched, watching the smear campaign unfold. "Probably a meth lab," one commented. "Or worse. Off-grid weirdos." I didn't respond. Let them dig their hole. I emailed the county assessor instead, requesting confirmation. The reply came quick: "Your parcel remains unincorporated. No HOA affiliation." Good. But Vanessa wasn't done playing queen. 2 days later, the rumble of engines shakes the dirt road. I'm chopping wood out back when 3 SUVs roll up, disgorging a parade of suits and a nervous-looking guy in cargo shorts. Vanessa leads the charge. Triumphant grin plastered on. Mr. Malloy, oh. Wait. Mallory? Whatever. Meet our team, Richard. Our legal eagle, Alan from County Zoning, and Ted. Board Treasurer. Richard steps forward. Handshake extended like a trap. We're here to inspect and clarify boundaries. HOA protocol. I ignore the hand. Protocol for what? Trespassing on private land? Vanessa chimes in. Voice dripping honeyed venom. Just ensuring compliance. Dear. We wouldn't want accidents. Alan. The zoning guy. Fidgets. Actually. I'm here because of a complaint. Let's check the markers. We trek to the south post. Me leading. Them stumbling in loafers. Alan pulls a GPS. Squints. Coordinates match county records. This is an HOA turf. Vanessa's face twitches. A crack in the facade. That can't be right. Our maps show, Alan cuts her off. Your maps aren't official. County denies your expansion bid. Richard mutters something to her. But she snaps. This is absurd. We're maintaining order. I cross my arms. Order? Or overreach? Get off my land before I call the sheriff. They pile back into their cars. Vanessa shooting me a glare that could wilt pines. This isn't over, she hisses. Oh. It wasn't. But the real fun was brewing. That night, I flipped on my security cams, cheap ones from online. Hidden in the eaves. Sleep came uneasy. Dreams of pink notices multiplying like rabbits. Morning brings quiet. But by noon, the group chat explodes again, squatter refuses inspection. HOA fighting for our safety. Vanessa's post. Complete with a doctored map circling my cabin in red. Comments flood, evict him. Think of the children. I sip coffee. Scrolling. Boy no? Check. Dual on Tao Tongue? Double check. But I stay silent. Printing screenshots. Building my file. Then. A knock. It's a delivery guy with a certified letter, cease and desist. Your structure violates aesthetic guidelines. Fine, $2,000. Aesthetic? My cabin's logs blended with the woods better than their McMansions. I laugh bitterly. But inside, the Donnan builds. I call the sheriff's non-emergency line. Chat with Deputy Burke. An old fishing buddy. Sounds fishy. Andy. Send me the docs. I do. And he chuckles. HOAs think they're the law. We'll see. The escalation hits like a sucker punch. 3 nights later, I return from town to find my front lock swapped. A glaring condemned, unsafe sign bolted to the door. Rain slicks the porch as I stare. Fury bubbling. Lights flicker inside, someone's been there. I circle to the back. Punch in the hidden side door code, thank God for paranoia upgrades. And slip in. Drawers yanked open. Papers scattered. Even Grandpa's old shotgun gone from the wall. Bastards, I mutter. But they missed the trail cam by the shed. Footage downloads, 2 a.m. 2 hooded figures, 1 bulky. 1 stiff, bolt cutting the lock. Rummaging inside. The stiff one pauses. Face half caught, Vanessa's pearl earrings glint. I copy it. Drive to the station. Sheriff Dalton reviews. Stone-faced. Felony B&E. Recognize M? Ted from the board. And that's Vanessa under the hood. He nods. We'll handle it. Warrants fly. Deputies raid the HOA office, a pretentious strip mall setup, hauling computers and Ted in cuffs. Vanessa? Working from home. But the dominoes tip. Whispers turn to roars. A state investigator. Naomi Reyes. Calls, Pine Ridge HOA's under probe for fraud. Your footage seals it. I meet her at a diner. Hand over everything. They're forging docs. Finding folks into submission. Turns out, a mom got slapped with $4,000 for a non-conforming fence that was code compliant. A vet's garage condemned for peeling paint. All paid up. Scared of liens. Naomi's eyes harden. Vanessa's pet project, harmonize or vacate. By week's end. Accounts frozen. Activities suspended. Vanessa resurfaces on local news. Perp walked from her gated McMansion. Pearls askew. Mouth agape in shock. This is a witch hunt, she yelps to cameras. I watch from my couch. A grin creeping. Ahi? Hell yes. But the web unravels deeper. An envelope arrives, anonymous. With a smashed cam photo and scrawled "Watch your back." I beef up security. But Naomi calls again. Laundering dues through shells. $100,000 vanished on upgrades that never happened. Forensics uncover altered surveys. Fake notaries. Vanessa wasn't solo, a shadow player. Mason Klein. Ex-con realtor. Orchestrated flips to developers. They targeted loners like me. I volunteer for a sting, cams everywhere. Me as bait. Night 5. Alarm trips. Boots crunch. The intruder jimmies the door, not Klein. But HOA Secretary Spencer. Clutching forged deeds. Deputies swarm. You're done, one barks. Spencer spills, Vanessa signed M. Klein's the brain. Klein's nabbed fleeing to Mexico. Fake passport in tow. The courtroom's electric. I testify. Cool as ice, she broke in. Stole. Lied, all for order. Vanessa's lawyer stammers. Misunderstanding. But evidence buries her, footage. Confessions. Ledgers. Verdict, guilty. She gets 10 years for fraud. Conspiracy. Board dissolves. Assets auction for restitution. Checks rollin', mine symbolic. But the mom plants a victory garden on the old HOA lot. Pine Ridge breathes free, potluck sans fines. Neighbors waving instead of watching. Vanessa's last glare in court? Priceless, face crumbling from smug to shattered. I drive home. Deed in glove box. Pine's whispering approval. Justice didn't knock, I dragged it screaming. But damn. The view's sweeter now. Was Vanessa the real villain? Or just a symptom of a system that lets petty tyrants play God with people's lives? You tell me, who's the squatter in a world where rules bend for the righteous?